Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Thursday, the 8th of December 2022 in Millwall news. They've changed the kick-off time for the Luton game. Again, I mean, it's like we're in the Premier League. They keep fucking around with our fixtures, changing the dates, changing the kick-off times. This is World Cup related, so revised kick-off time confirmed the Lions trip to Luton. Following discussions with the EFL, Luton Town and Sky Sports, Mill's trip to Kenilworth Road to face the Hatters on Sunday the 18th of December 2022 will now kick off at 11:30 am. Originally scheduled to commence at 12 p.m, the decision to bring forward a kick-off by half an hour has been made in order to allow supporters further time to return home and watch the World Cup final. Why? Why would you do? Mobile phones exist. BBC iPlayer exists. Pubs with televisions exist. Laptops exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the big fucking deal? And there are limited match day and coach travel tickets still available to purchase. Head over to the online ticket office below to secure your spot. So yeah, this is working. This is kind of presumptuous, to be honest with you. This is working off of. This is from Wikipedia.org. It's knockout stage of this World Cup that we're in right now. In tomorrow we have Croatia, Brazil at 3 o'clock. We've got Netherlands, Argentina at 7 p.m. And then this Saturday we've got England, France, and Morocco, Portugal. And you're assuming that they're looking at that and thinking, well, the odds are that if England beat, if the big if England beat France, then they're obviously going to beat either Morocco or Portugal. I mean, come on, why would they not? And that kind of thinking gets you in trouble, doesn't it? That it does. You can't think like that. But yeah, the final will be on the 18th of December in Lusail. And you would think it's either we don't know. Like, you're assuming it's going to be England or France in the final against probably Brazil, maybe the Netherlands. I think Netherlands is going to be Argentina, but you never know. I mean, who would have thought Morocco would beat Spain? You know, who would have thought Croatia would beat Japan? Well, probably did, but it was close. But the fact that even if England beat France and get through to the next stage, Morocco beat Spain, so they might be able to beat England. And Portugal absolutely smashed Switzerland 6-1 because they dropped Cristiano Ronaldo. And my God, they were so much better. They were very quick. And they scored 6 goals. So we scored 6 goals against Iran in the group stage. They scored 6 goals in the knockout stage against Switzerland. So that's kind of different as well. But yeah, this is presuming, of course, that kickoff change, that England will be on the final and that everyone's going to want to watch it, which is a very big chance. But again, it's all bullshit, isn't it? I mean, again, the game was supposed to take place on the Saturday at 3 p.m. They moved it to Sunday because it's on Sky. It's live on Sky anyway. So I suppose if you're like me, a fan who doesn't go to every game, certainly not every away game, barely go to any away games, to be honest with you. I would like to go to more, but it's not easy, is it? Especially when they keep doing this. You're clearly, if England are in the final, you're clearly going to stay at home. or go down a pub and watch Millwall versus Luton on Sky Sports. Then straight after, you're going to watch England in a final against either Brazil or Netherlands. So there you go. I mean, this probably only affects the probably 800 or so that will go to the game. 900. I don't know how many tickets we've got. Probably not that many anyway. So there you go. What can you say now? Talking of the World Cup, Gary Rowett has spoken about the World Cup. Samuel Boss and England's World Cup so far, and how Jude Bellingham was hyped so young at Birmingham City. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, the South London Press's online website. Mill manager Gary Rowett has given his verdict on England's World Cup campaign and revealed how Jude Bellingham was always viewed as a future star. The Lions are in action on Saturday at home to Wigan Athletic, with the Three Lions quarter-final tie against France kicking off around 2 hours after the championship fixture has finished. We've now become a team that consistently wins big games and constantly gets through to the latter stages of tournaments. There have been plenty of times in our national team's history that we haven't done that, so you've got to applaud Gareth, his staff and the current group for doing that. You find lots of criticism in the group stages just because everyone's looking for perfection. I think we scored the most goals in group qualification up until now, and that's a massive positive. We've got a really strong group of players who can come in and impact the team. We probably haven't needed to yet. To be able to leave to the likes of Rashford and Sterling out of the team for the last game shows the level of squad depth. It was always going to come down to that last little bit. Can we beat a France or whoever it is to get through to the last stages and to get that final piece done? It's a really difficult scenario because you're now against people like Mbappe who can win the game almost single-handedly. I've been impressed with what they've done so far and how they've progressed. England are at a point now, probably unfairly, where they're just going to be judged on whether they win the World Cup or not. That's going to be success. As a national team manager, whenever you get knocked out, you're going to get criticised. If you win it, it's probably the only way you're going to silence any critics. Midfielder Bellingham, 19, has underlined his talent, looking fearless on the big stage. The Stourbridge-born player came through the ranks of Birmingham City, who Rowett managed. I remember bringing Jude down and his brother down to my office, and he would have been 12 or 13 before a game, said Rowett. That's how hardly they thought about Jude. To be fair to Christian Spackman, the academy director at the time, he said he was going to be England captain one day. To have that level of commitment at that stage showed how confident they were in his ability and his character. He's done brilliant. I'm sure a lot of people have helped him on his way, but it looks to have all the tools to make the right decisions and to get there regardless. The way him and Edison closed down and set some balls into midfield against Senegal and top players, and have that uncanny knack of making the right decisions at the right time and when you're under pressure, that often defines how a player can be. He did that really, really well. He timed the pass properly and made the right decision. I'm really impressed by his performances as such a young player. Well, this is going to be a big, big stage for him and a big, big test on Saturday against France. Can he do it? And not only that, he's probably going to be targeted now. He's going to be marked, man-marked. They're going to do something to nullify him. So how is he going to deal with that? They might needle him a bit, try and get him booked, try and get him sent off. You never know in these types of scenarios. So I remember at the time, Birmingham City, when he left, Birmingham City retired his jersey, and everyone was kind of taking the piss out, laughing, basically saying, "Oh, you retired his jersey because jersey number, his squad number. We call it in this country jersey numbers, American squad number. Because basically the transfer fee you got basically saved Birmingham City from going out of business. That's why you did it. But you can see now, they kind of knew how good he was. So there you go. Maybe they're hoping that he goes back one day. Who knows? But you would think that he would even make so much money that he wouldn't need to. You never know. So talking about transfers now. Millwall boss ponders loan moves ahead of January transfer. The Lions are expecting to bring in more players alongside Adomu and Maku from Shamrock Rovers. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. Gary Rowett has refused to rule out utilising the loan market in the upcoming January transfer window as he looks to strengthen his squad. Millwall have just 3 loanees under contract this season, Charlie Cresswell, Jamie Shackleton and Callum Stiles, meaning that the club can bring in another 2 to take up to the maximum 5 in a matchday squad. Loanees, of course, can be a cost-effective way of bringing quality talent in for a fraction of a price, something which the Lions' recent opponents, Sunderland, have done incredibly well. Former Millwall target Ellis Sims grabbed a goal deep into stoppage time, while Ahmed Diallo proved once again that he's one of the top talents in the Championship and capable of breaking into the first team at Old Trafford. Yeah, he's on loan at Sunderland from Manchester United. And Ellis Sims, who we tried to sign on loan, he chose to go to Sunderland on the loan. He's an Everton player. I think Manchester United paid a hell of a lot of money for him, I'm led to believe. Someone mentioned 30 odd million quid. Right, told News it then. He's obviously a player with that star quality, and Sunderland have been starting to get out of him a bit more consistently. When asked whether the club could look to find a similar talent on loan in January, the Mill boss admitted that it was a possibility, though he admitted that he preferred to sign players on a permanent basis if possible. There's good players everywhere, and you're always looking for someone to come in and make a difference, he explained. The challenge we have, and it's the same challenge this year, is that when you end up signing 3 or 4 loan players in the summer, the reality is that you're probably going to have to sign another 3 or 4 players again. In an ideal world, you want a more continuity in your squad. It's something that we probably, as a club, need to be more mindful of. Then again, you always want to maximise the position for the budget, and sometimes that might be a loan player rather than a permanent player. Ellis Sims is an example of that at Sunderland. He's a player we tried to sign. He went to Sunderland. I know he's on loan. He's someone you might not be able to buy at this level at that age. I don't think anything is black and white. You're always going to make a decision on that position, what's available and what the options are. I don't think that's a specific target on a loan player or for a permanent one. I always think it's easier to have permanence, and then the young players are the ones that come in and out, develop and become massive assets for the club. Again, you've got to make your budget stretch as far as it can go, so you've got to make difficult decisions along the way. Indeed. So, what has he said there? He might not. He would rather sign a permanent. So, I think we do need a striker, don't we? Another forward, a centre forward, because he's or this is so at Sunderland. He started with Bradshaw and Vogelsam on the pitch at the same time, when basically what we have is Bradshaw as a centre forward and then Vogelsam as kind of the backup centre forward. Benekfobi's injured, so why are you doing that? Why not start with someone else on that wing? Obviously Tyler Berry was injured, so he probably would have featured if he was fit. But yeah, we certainly do need another centre forward. But what can you do? What can you do? You obviously got Isaac Loffey there. He's not featuring. You've got Abdul Malik. Maybe it's a bit too soon for him, but I do think there is a possibility that he and Zion Fleming could work very well together. I don't know if they can try that was happening in training or not, but they are both players who like to pass the ball. Now, Gary Rowett has said about Abdul Malik that his positioning off the ball is not the best, so yeah, he's probably not too happy about that. But I think if we can get a centre forward who is proven and kind of a proper professional, like back in the day when we got Danny Dichio. Was that even before that Dion Dublin? Like, I know he's getting on a bit, but I mean the quality that he showed when he comes, the footballing brain on him. I mean, it's just different class. If we can get that good style of loan, which is not easy anymore because players, they're so rich, they don't need to drop down the levels. You've seen them. They literally just retire and say, "Oh, I fancy being a manager now. Can I manage this football club? You've seen it with Gerrard, Lampard, Rooney. You know what I mean? They kind of trade off their name, and even though they can't play football anymore to high kind of standard level, they trade off their name by going into management, and that's kind of supposed to get fans flocking to see the team managed by that famous footballer. I guess that's how it's supposed to work. But to be fair to Wayne Rooney, done quite well at Derby, results wise. Gerrard obviously done well at Glasgow Rangers, didn't work out for him at Aston Villa, but yeah, the kind of players that drop down, they're not dropping down anymore. They don't need to do that. They're obviously not big massive fans of football. They don't want to do it. They're rich as fuck. They really don't give a shit. What can you do? I mean, that's the level that we're at now. It's out off the charts, the money that you can get in the Premier League, and so will we have to look abroad? I mean, does Zion Fleming or Vogelshammer, do they know? Do they have any mates that want to come over? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know, but we shall see. We shall see. Someone said they quite like the was it the Bromby player, the Norwegian who's playing up front for Bromby. He was the big lad, but I doubt he's available. I don't know, but yeah. So Mill Boss ponders loan signings ahead of January transfer. So we've already signed Adamu and Maku. Did a video on that the other day, but he's very much a youngster, one for the future, trying to come in and improve himself. So, talking of loans, this is also from the Southwark.co.uk. Millwall defender set to see out loan spell in Scotland. Some St Johnstone fans have been concerned that Alex Mitchell would be recalled by the Lions like Danny McNamara was in 2021. But never fear, because Alex Mitchell is set to see out his loan spell at Scottish Premiership side St Johnstone, despite rumours of potential recall in January. The defender moved north of the border before the start of the 22-23 campaign and has been one of the Saints' star players, having regularly been cited as their top performer in an impressive season so far. However, with reports that Leeds United were keen to recall Millwall loanee Charlie Cresswell, some fans speculate that the 21-year-old could be brought back to the Den ahead of the second half of the season. It wasn't just that, it was basically the injuries we've had as well. We've got Mario Wallace with an injury. I don't know if he's still playing with an injury. Like Sunderland, he wasn't all that. He is known to carry on playing with an injury. Or not playing with an injury, but like powering through it. Keep on keeping on, even though he should tell someone that he's not 100%, because kind of not, if you're not playing properly, you should let someone know. They should probably see that for themselves and ask you what's going on. But so yeah, so it was the injuries as well, and then what that did was Charlie Cresswell had to come into the side. He actually played quite well until the Sunderland game. But Hutch is back now, Murray Wallace is back, so hopefully they stay fit and we won't need to recall Alex Mitchell. This now seems to be unlikely, with Cresswell reportedly set to stay despite concerns surrounding his game time, although manager Garrett has refused to rule out bringing Mitchell back from McDermott Park in a similar way to Danny McNamara last year. I spoke to Callum the other day about it. Our intention is that he stays there for the season, told the News Today. I can't guarantee what's going to happen in January. We might pick up an injury or two. It could force our hand to change that thinking. Our thinking at this current moment is that he's doing really well there. He's learning under a good manager and learning through highs and lows of a loan. He scored a goal against Celtic and then he got sent off a few games later. It's those experiences where we want him to come back as a better and more rounded player. The intention is that he stays out there, and that's what we will do unless anything changes. Indeed. But here's the thing. Is there a clause in the contract that he can come back? Or is it just during that January transfer window when they can do it. So if we get to February the 1st and then we get injuries or we get a problem, can he still be recalled, or is that and we can't do nothing about it? So who knows? Now I'm going to finish up today's video with this from millwallfc.co.uk, and there is a family picture there. Millwall pleased to welcome new platinum partner JMP Servicing. Millwall Football Club is pleased to announce JMP Servicing as platinum partner for the 22-23 campaign. JMP Servicing are a vastly experienced company with over 20 years in commercial and residential servicing, varying from high-speed motorways to garden patios. They specialise in all aspects of tarmac and resin-bound servicing, guaranteeing your quality work at some of the most competitive prices in the southeast of England. James Porter, director at JMP Servicing, said, JMP Surfacing is a Millwall supporting family-run business starting in 2015, specialist in asphalt and resin-bound servicing, and looking forward to working with the club on future projects. We're delighted to welcome JMP Surfacing to the Millwall family as Platinum Partner, said Andrew Stead, Millwall's head of partnerships and hospitality. We look forward to working with James and Lucia over the coming months as we build on a very strong start to the season. And let's have a look at their website. Here you go. So if you want any servicing done, why not give them a little call? They are based in Northfleet. There they are. They got a serious truck there. That's nothing to sneeze at. They give you little samples of the little stones that they can put in your thing, like this thing here. They've done that. And if we scroll down, this is all the stuff they do. And here is a thing they did here, which, if I'm not mistaken, that is the road by West India Quay, Cineworld, what do you call it? Cinema. So there you go. They do streets and they do houses. So not bad. So there you go. Millwall partner there, JMP Servicing. For all your servicing needs. And on that note, thank you for watching and